a disinfectant, it kills the virus a lot quicker. Like if someone with coughs on the counter or coughs onto their hand and then touches the counter, the virus is on their hand, it goes onto the counter, and it'll live 3, 4, 5 hours in some cases, pretty much until it just dries up. Like, those little microscopic drops don't dry up. You might think the counter's dry because you can't see them if they're really small drops that came off of someone's hand. But the virus can live 3, 4 hours, just sitting on the counter. And then you can come in 2 hours and wipe your hand across that countertop, and you could catch the virus. But in 1 minute, in 60 seconds, the coronavirus can be killed by disinfectant. So the president just found that out, apparently. But he actually thought that he was saying something intelligent, but he actually said that you can put light, you can put UV lights inside your body. There's a way through the skin and other ways of putting UV lights inside your body, which I don't know about you, but I don't know of any way to put a UV light inside your body. And how ridiculous is that? How ridiculous of a thing is that? Embarrassing for our president of the United States to be saying this. And for those people who are Trump supporters, I mean, if that's what you want to be, that's fine. If you want to vote for President Trump, that's fine. That's your business, okay? You could do whatever you want, but to support him and back him on everything he says, and this particular thing, talking about putting UV lights inside the body somehow to kill the coronavirus, is an absolutely ridiculous and idiotic statement. I hate to say it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give the president of the United States, the benefit of the doubt, but this time, what you said was just dumb. That was just straight stupid, Mr. President. I'm sorry. And then to suggest to the doctors, he had 2 scientists sitting over there, to suggest to them that maybe they should look into injecting disinfectant into the body. He thought he was saying something brilliant. You could tell because he had already made a reference to, he pointed to his head and said, I'm, you know what? No, Mr. President, you're not. Okay? You know what? Because if you were, you wouldn't be making absolutely ridiculous statements and telling scientists who have to be sitting there embarrassed and thinking, I can't believe he's serious, that maybe they should look into injecting disinfectant in the lungs. This virus attacks the lungs. He said, this is a quote from him. Okay? This virus attacks the lungs. So, Mr. President, I can't believe that you would say something like this. This is absolutely ridiculous. If it wasn't so serious, it'd be funny, because I tell you what's going to happen is some of the people who follow the president, support the president, and believe the president will go and think, all right, if the president says it, he must know what he's talking about, and they will ingest, or they will swallow, or inject themselves with disinfectant. Now, right after he said this, Clorox and Lysol came out with they updated their disclaimer and said, under no circumstances should our product be ingested or injected in any way. I mean, the disclaimer was a little bit longer than that, but that's basically what they meant. Now, we're going to go for a break, but when we come back from break, I'm going to I'm going to attempt to find the video. Now you won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to hear it. I'll play what the president said. That I've been arguing with people on Facebook when I've mentioned that the president said this. There's supporters of his who saying, no, that's not what he says. You refuse to accept the truth. And I'm like, that's what he said. It's a video. I'm not making this up. This is what the man said. Okay. I mean, thank God for technology, or these people who support the president would just lie along with him. Like, nope, he didn't say that. You misunderstood. It is what he said. And then the president came out the next day and said, oh, I was being sarcastic with reporters. No, you weren't, sir. Stop lying. Stop lying, Mr. President. We all seen what happened. It's on video. So anyway, don't go away. We'll be right back right after this.
And now, without further ado, the man we've all been waiting for, T-Jam D. Welcome back to the show.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. And then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that? By injection inside or almost a cleaning, because you see it gets in the lungs and it does a tremendous number of lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors. But it sounds interesting to me. So we'll see. But the whole concept of the light, the way it kills it in 1 minute, that's pretty powerful.
So there we have it. The president asking doctors if they want to check out getting light into the body, and also asking doctors or scientists if they want to check out injecting disinfectant, if it's something that can be checked out. So those of you who say, no, he didn't say that. Yes, he did say it. Okay. He shouldn't have said it. If you want to say that, that he shouldn't have said it, but he did say it. So that's where we are right now with our COVID-19 report. We are in the place where our president thinks that injecting disinfectant is something that should be looked into by our top scientists in the country. Nonsense, of course, but it's news. It's part of what's going on in the world we live into. So it's something that I couldn't go without mentioning. So for those of you who not quite sure what's going on, that's one of the things that's happened this week. Or Sunday's actually the first day of the week. So today is the first day of the week. So it happened last week. Also in the news is the president of North Korea, or the dictator of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, I think is the correct way to pronounce his name. Kim Jong-un. He is, it's been reported that he's had surgery, and is not in very good shape. Not dead, but he's had a surgery and is not in very good shape. So I don't know all the details yet. We don't know, but it's hard to. From what I hear, it's hard to get information out of North Korea because they keep everything on a hush-hush. Because Kim Jong-un doesn't want his people to know that he is ill or has any type of sickness. The guy's not that old. He's only 36 years old. It's not like he's like in his 70s or 80s or something and he's getting sick just like an old person naturally does. No, he's only not even 40 years old yet. But he's a big guy. He's like not a tall guy, but he's like huge fat guy. Not too terribly fat. Not fat enough for him to have health problems at 36 years old, but nevertheless, what they say that is it runs in his family. Like his father had heart problems too. So don't know what's going to happen to Kim Jong-un, but he's having some health issues, and that is your Corona update for the week. I'd like to move on. I seen a little bit on entertainment. I was watching this soap opera called The Bold and the Beautiful. I watched soap operas. Used to watch soap operas a long time ago when I was a kid. And the reason how I got to watching soap operas is because when I was a kid and in the summertime, it seemed like everywhere you go, somebody was watching a soap opera. Like at my house, my mom and my sister, they would watch the soap operas, and it would be The Young and the Restless. It's still on, The Young and the Restless. And they used to have this soap opera on called Capital, which went off the air, and then they put The Bold and the Beautiful on. And then after The Bold and the Beautiful, As the World Turns and The Guiding Light would come on. And, my mom would be watching all of them whenever she was home at that time in the day. And since we were out of school, if you were in the house at that time, that's what you had to watch, the soap opera. And I really hated them. I really hated the soap operas, but, because they were just so ridiculous with the storylines and people dying and coming back from the dead and twin sisters and brothers coming to be the same long lost twin sister or brother pops up, and it would be an actor playing a double role or something, which is funny. But they usually done a pretty good job of it, actually. But no, I went one day. I went left my house because my mom and sister was watching the soaps, and I went to a friend of mine's house. A guy, he was my age. He was a teenager, and he was watching the soaps too. And I was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" He's watching The Young and the Restless. It's like 1 o'clock. In the afternoon, in the summertime. I'm riding my bike over to his house because I got to sit, I didn't want to watch the soaps. So I'll go to his house thinking he won't be watching the soaps and his mom's at work. So, get there, this guy's watching the soaps too. And so I left his house, went to my cousin's, and my cousin, a guy who was older than me, just a couple of years older than me, he's in their house smoking weed with a buddy of his, and they're both doing